So Jonesborough Locally Grown is a 501c3 nonprofit organization that is housing both the Jonesborough Farmers Market and Boone Street Market. So Jonesborough Farmers Market is May through October, every Saturday, with the exception of Jonesborough Days in July and the Storytelling Festival in October. And then we do have a few winter markets in the off season. And Boone Street Market occurred basically as an outgrowth of the success that the farmers market was having, and is essentially a year-round, 6-day-a-week farmers market grocery store. So many of our vendors from the farmers market and Boone Street Market are the same. And then we increase the number of vendors for Boone Street Market. So Jonesborough Locally Grown, the Jonesborough Farmers Market, is a 100% producer-only market. And what that means is that all of our vendors have a hand directly in raising, growing, producing, crafting, creating. In some manner, they are directly involved with the creation of the product that they are bringing to the market. All of our vendors are from within a 100-mile radius. So it is local, it is producer only. And then, of course, for our meat and protein vendors, there are some USDA regulations. There are also some regulations through the Tennessee Department of Agriculture that apply to poultry production and exemption. We do have the Tennessee Food Freedom Act for some of our value-added products if it is not produced in a commercial kitchen. So you are able to produce in your home kitchen with some disclaimers about where that is produced and some information about that. At the Jonesborough Farmers Market, we do prioritize agricultural vendors. So we have a lot of produce vendors and a good number of meat and protein vendors, mushroom vendors. But we also welcome flour vendors and craft vendors as well, and baked goods. Many of our vendors are season vendors, and they're here for the entire season, which is an option. We also have some vendors which may be here once or twice a month, every other week, or maybe just coming in as their produce comes in. We have some vendors that are fruits that don't show up until August. So there is an option for both a season vendor fee as well as a day fee for being able to be a vendor at the Jonesborough Farmers Market. In order to become a vendor, there is an application process which can be found on our website, jonesboroughLocallyGrown.org. There is a vendor application as well as an application fee. And once those are submitted, we'll make contact with the vendor and go out to the site just to see the space, the growing or workspace, basically vetting to make sure that all of our vendors are local, are directly involved with the product that they're bringing to market. A few strategies that might help a vendor stand out a little bit. I think you would want to pay attention to the presentation of your booth, the signage, customer engagement is really wonderful if you're able to just have a little bit of information and knowledge that you can share with your customers who come to see what produce or meats you have. Let them know what your story is, let them know your process, how you grow things, how you raise things. I think we're seeing a little bit more starting to happen with vendors really getting into a brand identity. So really creating a marketing and sign logo kind of approach for their entire booth and their business. If you were curious in becoming a vendor, I would definitely recommend shopping the market, coming to check it out, see what it's all about, see what vendors are already there, if you might be able to offer a unique product, and just get a general feel for the market if it feels like it could be a sort of home for you.
Got to keep the people in mind, and that's something that's like driven this whole thing, I think.
And I feel like that guides like what you bake and like what we bring to market produce wise, because we kind of started it with like what would we like to cook, and what we love to cook isn't necessarily what everybody around here would like to cook. So kind of finding that balance between like what brings you joy and then what like you can bring to like the people around you.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think it's like it's got to be like interesting to us, you know, like the things that like the varieties that we grow or whatever, and like the things that I bake, like I don't want to be bored and burn out, you know. But I also don't want to bring a bunch of bread and produce home from market every week.
Yeah, like keep it sustainable. I would say out of all the markets that we've vended at, the one that we are at currently has been the most like aligned with what it is that we're growing or what it is that you're baking and what it is that we're bringing. And the social component of that is a lot easier. Like you're having to do less like defining what sourdough is or explaining why local grains matter.
Yeah.
And you get to just kind of talk about what it is that you brought that day. And that's been really special.
Yeah, that's been huge. I mean, getting into that market was really big for us. And there are days that are, slower than others, of course, but I think we're happy to be there. And I think just like putting yourself in other folks' shoes in like every realm. But like at market, it's like would you stop here?
Yeah.
Would you like be interested at all if you were a market goer? And I think just having a little pop is important. I mean, plenty of people are like, wow, everything looks so good. Well, see you later. Like which is like fine and like still nice, but
it's a lot of drive-by compliments.
Yeah.
But it's notices.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think it's like a small thing to do. I feel like, we built our pastry box, we built our like I don't know, like those like crate things, like wooden crate things.
Yeah, which if you can do it yourself, like you don't have to spend a ton of money to make something look nice.
Yeah.
I think we realized that pretty quickly on when we were like eyeing up milk crates at Michael's and they were like $40.
Yeah, we're like, no way, man. That's like, that's like half a market's worth of produce.
Yeah. So DIYing it the best you can. And I think it makes it look more like a thing that's of a place that people can interact with.
Yeah, for sure. I think just showing up with the things that, like as a small food-based business and farm, you've got to grow the things that you want to grow. You've got to bake the things that you want to bake. Like you can't keep it. I mean, if I wanted to sell a bunch of bread, I would bake white bread, but that wouldn't bring me any joy. And so that's sort of the thing.
Yeah. And being willing to show up consistently with the things that you have, like whether or not it's a really good week or a bad week, like that consistency is really crucial for just like building and maintaining that customer base.